Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're looking at Vechain, obviously at a 0.0947 price point and a 5.55% decrease in the last 24 hours. We do see a market cap at about $6.1 billion, and the volume in the last 24 hours being 569.5 million. So Vechain, if you guys didn't know, is a cryptocurrency and smart contracts platform focused on supply chain management. It allows manufacturers to add sensors such as RFID tags to their products that can then record data onto the Vechain blockchain. So this is definitely a special coin. We've talked about it, like I said, quite a bit on the channel. Pretty much daily, we give you guys a Vechain update with price predictions, as well as deep diving into any big news or information that we do have at that point in time. Right now, we don't have too much big stuff, but we do have a couple different articles as really just come out and talking about Vechain's future, and I thought they were very interesting, so I did want to jump into these and kind of give you guys some big, I guess, insight into what a lot of people are seeing and thinking about Vechain. I think there's a lot of potential still behind this project. Obviously, like I said, June has been that manipulation, accumulation, FUD stage that a lot of us have predicted, and I think realistically by the end of July, we have a small chance to break out. If we do break out in the end of July, I think we could see some, great prices coming for Vechain here in the near future. Realistically, though, we could see anywhere from 5 years to 2 months as the price span of this bearish looking accumulation phase. I think realistically with a lot of the new information and news coming out, it's not going to be 5 years, it's not going to be 4 years, not going to be 3 years. I think it's going to be a short amount of time to actually get to that next phase of bull run, either part 2 or the next bull run, whatever you guys would like to call it. I think realistically this coin is still worth looking into. I think this price point is a very solid price point, and that's exactly like I always talk about what an accumulation phase is. It's all about accumulating at those low price points so that you can be ready for that next bull market. So let's jump straight into the first tweet. This one talks more about Vechain and guiding opinions themselves. So blockchain can solve the problem of data privacy and obviously make artificial intelligence more trustworthy and help create a more open and fair AI market. So it just goes into details in these pictures. You can read more about it or pause if you would like to read more into it. But like I said, guys, there is a great opportunity behind what Vechain is doing. There's so much utility, so many really partnerships and integrations that have taken place just in the past couple of months. And we're continuing to see a lot of great things come about, really what Vechain can really accomplish and make easier and really recordable. And, statistics are showing that. We see also VTrust Sezu or Sezhao. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, but we also see VTrust combines DNV's infection risk management methodology and track record to help businesses start managing COVID-19 risk factors. So COVID-19 public safety platform. You can see exactly that here. Vechain and DNV GL release VTrust, a new blockchain-based risk self-assessment application to tackle infection risk management for hotels in China. And then they can go into detail on crypto. Obviously, we had a AMA with Sunny Liu, and he talks about this a little bit more in detail. So now my daughter can enjoy the food from Walmart, take a BYD car to school, have a warm room supported by Shanghai Gas, wear beautiful and recyclable clothes from H&M, choose to stay at a nice hotel protected by VTrust, even during the COVID-19, and maybe one day when she grows up, we could own the first nice bag as well. I think I said Givenchy bag. I'm not sure how the bag is. Let's see here. Givenchy bag, and open up a nice Italian wine with her friends. I believe she would like what her dad is doing. So, a lot of people are excited about what obviously her dad is doing, and we see, a lot of great things coming about Vechain. And I think realistically, like I said, in the next, 3 to 6 months, I think we will probably be in that bull run part 2 by that point in time. And I think realistically, we're going to see, Vechain continue to do very, very well. The price is going to increase, and we're going to see a lot of new things coming to the Vechain ecosystem altogether. The Green Pass will be called San Marino Digital COVID Certificate, which will allow San Marino citizens to have certificates relating to COVID arrested according to international standards. COVID attested according to international standards. So activation should arrive by early July, and this would be definitely another step in the right direction for Vechain or VET. So let's jump into the next one. This one talks about an article. It's actually on the NASDAQ. It talks more about tread carefully with Vechain, the supply chain altcoin. So let's go down to the bottom. We're not going to read all of this for you guys, but we want to read about the bottom line. Obviously, this article kind of sums it up at the very bottom. And a lot of these are interesting points. So you could argue that this blockchain technology will solve many of the issues plaguing supply chain management today. However, all bets are off whether this will result in its native token taking off really as the platform becomes more widely used in global commerce. So what's the best move with Vechain? If you have no issue with an all or nothing play like this, then there's nothing wrong with diving in. Just keep in mind that like all I guess, really like other use-specific altcoins, its potential to gain may be more limited than really with more general use ones. So ready to start trading cryptocurrencies. This is all their, ads below here. But, realistically, I thought this was a very interesting, insight here. So the idea that it's not a general use coin, it's specific use. And because of its specific use, it may not be able to grab as many investors or many really people's interest. And I think that's one thing that really recently we've proved wrong. I think VeChain's actually, climbed up that crypto market cap pretty quickly. We saw it. I forget exactly where we saw it, to be honest, but I believe we saw it in the top 20 at the very least. Right now, VeChain's doing very well, sitting at a market cap of 6.1 billion. It's beating out things like Filecoin, Monero, Tron, EOS, AMP, and Aave. We're getting closer to things like Chainlink, and I think at one point in time, VeChain was actually beating out Theta. I think it was beating out Stellar Lumens. So, realistically, that's obviously attracting a lot of people. VeChain definitely attracted a lot of people. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion, that it's, general use or obviously specific use. It's maybe it won't be competing with things like Cardano with that general use of idea of Cardano, obviously Ethereum and Bitcoin. But, realistically, I think it's going to be able to compete with some of the best, being Theta, Polygon, or Stellar Lumens, or Internet Computer, or any of those. It should be able to compete. Realistically, I think VeChain is going to pass Internet Computer within the next hour or two. We have, Internet Computers pretty much slowly dying as it goes down 8% in the last 24 hours, as VeChain's only down 5.55%. But realistically, like I said, guys, I think VeChain is still a great grab. I think at this accumulation phase, this is when you want to grab these coins. And I'm not saying this is the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of the dip. I think this dip or this crash or this bear market or this accumulation phase or this FUD stage or this manipulation stage, whatever you guys want to call it, will continue to drop. I think we're going to see Bitcoin, even like I said, hopefully not go too low into the 20,000s, but I think we do touch 20,000 before this is all over and said and done with. Before we get to another bull market, I think Bitcoin definitely, like I said, touches that $20,000 mark. It's just one of those things. Like I said, VeChain's one of those special coins, has a lot of utility, a lot of use cases behind it. And because of that, I think there's so much value behind it. One thing I also want to talk about, they talk about really the specific use case. If you go to VeChain and you actually go through some of the products and services or the solutions, really, you can see that there's not just one specific use case. Obviously, it has an idea behind it that really works for these different solutions, but realistically, it talks about the digital carbon ecosystem solution, the consumer confidence index platform, automotive passport solution, the retail solution, logistics solution, liquefied natural gas solution, digital content distribution solution, the electronic document deposit solution, and the agriculture solution. So a lot of solutions there and available to us because of VeChain. And I think realistically, like I said, we're going to continue to see VeChain do very, very well in the upcoming months ahead after we get out of this manipulation or FUD stage. So right now, I do think by the end of June, we do push right around this about 9 to 10 cent range. Honestly, I think it's going to be a very, very sideways trend for many, many altcoins with maybe, volatility that pushes us up and down, but realistically staying within, this stable 9 to 10 cent range, hopefully for VeChain. I realistically, could drop much farther than 9 cents, but a lot of us are hopeful and continuing to see that there is upside coming, in 3 to 6 months ahead. So I do want to keep an eye on really July as well, because late July, like I said, July 25th through the 27th, I do think VeChain has a shot of breaking out with other altcoins. If it doesn't break out, that's to be expected, to be honest. And I think, by the end of July, we could see VeChain pushing about 12 to 14 cents if we do break out. If we do not break out, I think we will still be sitting maybe even lower, actually, maybe at a 7 to 10 cent price point, depending on really what direction we're going. I want to talk about as well, by the end of the bull market or the end of the year. I'm still going with by the end of the bull market just because I believe there is a bull market part 2 coming. Obviously, it's to each their own. Everyone believes different things. Some people may believe that this is the bear market. We may have 3 to 4 years before we see some price increases. I'm going to realistically tell you guys, I believe that we are going to see some bull market part 2 come back just later this year. And I think we're going to see VeChain actually push past its previous all-time high and still reach, that $1 to $2 price point. A lot of people, like I said, are unnecessarily bearish. They don't need to be as bearish as they are. They need to just continue to remain looking at the facts, looking at the TA, and understanding that we are not at a standard, bearish market. This is not how you usually get to a bearish market. Looking through some of these death crosses, a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding and miscommunicating what is actually happening across the market. So I do want to kind of talk more about that in a future video. But, realistically, VeChain is going to be a coin worth looking into. And by the end of the bull market, by the end of the year, I still see, $1 to $2 on VeChain, specifically, $1, right? Maybe not $2 at this point, but $1 is going to be that price target for a lot of VeChain holders. And we're going to see hopefully a 10x from our current price point because of that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave me a comment in the comments below, and let me know what you guys are, your thoughts, I guess, are on the price predictions I just gave you and what your price predictions are for VeChain, because obviously it's a coin that a lot of people care about. It's a coin that a lot of people want to see do well, and I think it's going to be a coin that does well. It's just going to be a matter of time, and obviously the market's going to have to cooperate just a little bit as well. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.